Children in New South Wales will be educated on agriculture and farming before they're 12 as part of a new program backed by the federal government. Well, joining me live now is the President of the New South Wales Farmers Federation, James Jackson. James, good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning. So can you just elaborate on the program? What sort of opportunities are available for the young'uns?
Well, we've got a problem in Australia or New South Wales, right across Australia, that our kids don't have that uncle on the farm anymore, and they don't go on their school holidays out to a farm, so they don't really understand where their food and fibre comes from. And this has been sort of reflected in various surveys. I mean, I'm looking at one here, where 70% of children think denim jeans are not a plant-based product. They somehow just come out of the shop, and margarine is not a plant-based product. It's somehow a synthetic product. So we've got a problem that our kids really don't understand the food and fibre supply chains. And the federal government have come to the party to fund a program, essentially a program between year 2 and 12, to make sure that kids actually do have some sort of farm experience. And some of it can be virtual, but we're certainly hoping to get as many kids as possible actually out onto a farm, to actually interact with those animals. I mean, we had the Royal Easter Show there the other day, and that's a very important part of that connection, if you like, between country and city. And it's incredibly popular, but we've still got a huge number of our kids in our schools that really don't understand agriculture.
Yeah. I got to say, James, I grew up in Cairns, and I used to go out to stations every now and again and to do a bit of work, and I'd always get called a greenhorn because I came from the city of Cairns, right? The farmers would just get stuck into me. So what sort of work would the kids do if they went out to a farm? Would they do a bit of mustering? Would it get to that level, or would it just sort of be an observational kind of thing?
Well, probably more observational. I mean, unfortunately now on farms, the occupational health and safety issues of having kids, racing around doing what we did when we were kids is it's a bit problematic now. But so it'd probably be observational. I would like it to be experiential. People actually handling
that's the
animals,
good stuff there, James.
Getting in the wool shed, getting in the cattle yards, feeling very small in the cattle yards, and starting to understand. You actually do understand, when an animal's about to charge you in the cattle yards, because your senses are somewhat heightened, aren't they?
That's right. They sure are. Yeah. So I mean, would it be? So would they have? Would the whole package be, say, some accommodation? They'd stay out in a farm for a couple of nights or a week or two, and just kind of shadow someone.
Well, it's probably more, essentially making sure that there's at least an excursion to a farm. Okay. And actually, the announcement yesterday about punching a hole through the Blue Mountains is going to help, actually. Yeah.
Well, that's the big tunnel.
The big tunnel. I mean, getting a bus. Hopefully, it'll fit a bus, and we'll be able to get the kids out to.
Okay, so day trips.
The Central West. It'd probably be more in the term of day tripping, but we have got some arrangements where we get kids out on farms for longer experiences. So we are doing that, but the majority of them, we want every kid in New South Wales to actually have at least 2 experiences between their, up to grade or up to their 12 years old. So we're really, really keen on people getting out there onto the farm. Now, it is an experimental program. There has been some work done by the Primary Industry Foundation of Australia to actually get more mentions of agriculture in the curriculum, but there is nothing like seeing and doing. And I mean, farmers are very visual people, very hands-on people. We don't like reading the instructions to something. We tend to muck around with it, and when we break it, we tend to go back and read the instructions there. So we like those hands-on type experiences, and we want those kids to have them too.
I like it.